guys, welcome back to another week of Mortgage Matters in Minutes. Again, I'm your host, Brett Rasmussen, owner of Mortgage Specialists. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that does regularly come to question for us is, in life, in my finances, should I pay off all of my credit cards or pay off some of my credit cards, or should I save for a down payment? And that's a great question because I can share with you, not everyone's financial situation is exactly the same. Some people, their whole life goal is just to own a home, and some people's goal is to retire at a certain age. Everybody is a little bit different on where they work, what they do, how much income they bring in, how much they spend, and how much they save. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of all of this here today to give you kind of a sense of why does it matter, what's in it for you, and which way maybe should you lean if you're looking at having some credit card debt, a lot of credit card debt, some savings, a lot of savings. So first, let's chat about why credit matters. Credit obviously shows mortgage companies, lenders, creditors that you are responsible with borrowing money and paying it off. And what we want to chat about is your credit card balance at a high level or is it at a low level? A lot of people are concerned mostly about the balance and the payments, but we're concerned more about what is the credit limit, what is the balance, and what the interest rate is. Because generally speaking, if you are working on paying down your credit, you want to work on paying the highest interest rate cards down first. And some people have a strategy of paying the smallest balance down first and then taking that balance or whatever pay to the next card and so on and so forth. But when we're looking at how much we're paying in interest, that's where we really have the biggest loss is how much monies we are paying extra for a payment just in interest. But the reason why we care about the credit limit and the balance, because there's something called credit utilization. That means it can affect your credit score if you have a large balance in relationship to your credit limit. So if your credit limit is 10 grand and you owe $5,000, that's much worse than if you had a $10,000 credit limit and you owed $1,000. So as you can see, each credit account, credit card, with that type of percentage makes a difference on your credit score as well. So if all of your credit cards are maxed out, in my mind, you might not be ready for saving for a down payment instead. You want to get those credit cards down to a managing level, and that level is 30%. Your balance wants or needs to be at 30% of the credit limit to get you the best credit score. Not the very best, but a best high 700 credit score qualifications. Next, let's talk about down payment. And some people think for a down payment on the home, you have to have 20% down. That's not all true. You can get as little as 3% down, 5% down. We can use different types of loans like NIFA to assist with those down payments. But really what you want to look at is where's your price point of the home that you want, so we know what kind of down payment it is. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a move-up buyer, it might be a little bit different. Obviously, we want to look at what could happen if we don't want to pay off our credit cards right now. What kind of saving strategies are out there? Whether you have a budget you stay within, whether you have some kind of an app or a system that takes out money of your account, puts it to the side, an investment so you can't spend it. But looking at ways and how you have the ability to save. If you took a little bit off the credit card and you're in a good balance to credit limit situation, how much money can you save over here for a down payment on the house? Because what we look at here is some consumers would wait till all of their credit card gets paid off, but that never seems to happen. And on the other side of the world, home prices continue to rise. So the later you get in on purchasing something, the more it's going to cost. Where again, we're not a big proponent of paying high interest or interest at all. But if you do have credit card balances, you want to look at possible balance of both. Save for a down payment, pay off credit cards if you're in that good manageable credit situation. Good manageable credit situation means you're at that balance of 30% of the credit limit. That will ensure you have a high credit score, which will ensure you have a good interest rate to have a good mortgage payment in regards to that. So not, again, any client or any person is going to be exactly in the same boat, especially when there's two individuals, a husband and a wife, or a couple that are purchasing a house together. both of them might have completely different financial situations. So we have to look at the whole picture to give the best advice. And talking to someone like us can say, hey, I would advise you to look at this, or here are your options. Now, what you want to do is really up to you. We're never going to tell you paying down interest isn't a good thing. Paying down credit cards isn't a good thing. And we're also going to tell you that buying a house is not a good thing. All of the above makes a difference in your financial situation. Saving for retirement, having enough life insurance, having disability insurance. There's a lot of adulting things that we run into in our lives that we need to have money set aside for budgets. Really, also what we look at is finally your debt to income ratio. We've analyzed this and talked about this many times in multiple videos, is that the debt to income ratio makes a difference if you're able to qualify or not. All that means is that your income can support so much debt per mortgage rules. And if you are over that number, we're going to advise you all day long that you're going to have to pay down your credit cards in order to get you qualified. But everybody's emotional status of how much they carry for credit card or debts is different. Some people stress out over having $500 or $300 on a credit card. Some people don't get stressed until they have $15,000, $20,000 on a credit card. Okay, neither one are right, neither one are wrong. Everyone has different incomes and everyone has different spending abilities, hence why we have different balances. So, really in summary here today, what we want to look at is what do you have for income? What is your budget? What do you have for credit card balances? What kind of home do we want to be at? So we can fact find and give you some of those numbers to give you the best advice of whether it is, hey, even though you have a little bit of credit card debt, it's not the end of the world. Or, hey, you should start saving for a down payment because you're in a better spot than you think you are. And you have the ability to do it with a budget. And the sooner you get into a home, the sooner your net value is going to increase. As we've talked about this before, and in next week's video, we're going to talk about how a homeowner's net worth is 40 times greater than someone that rents. Let me repeat that. A homeowner's net worth is 40 times that of one that rents. So it just goes to show that if you are disciplined and have a good balance of your financial abilities, you're going to make it long-term and gain a more net value of yourself because of decisions you made early on in your life to cover you later on. Again, we're always here to help. We're always here to chat and answer any of these questions because not any one person's situation is exactly the same. We've seen lots of different situations. And what we want to sit down with you is find out what your goals are and match that with your decisions that you're making. Sometimes you need a little bit of a shove. Sometimes you need a gentle push. Everyone's different. We're here to help. I'm Brent Rasmussen with Mortgage Specialists. Love to chat with you. You can call us anytime or check us out on this YouTube page, but also feel free to check us out on our website at mtg-specialists.com. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Mortgage Specialists. Driven, trusted, reliable.